Hey guys, Stu here, just giving you a look at what I use for my test rig, and maybe if people are like looking for various parts, then come here. Yeah, like I say, this is basically what I use for all my tester stuff, programs, new software, new parts. As you can see, it's the Coolermaster Advanced 2 case. This is a really nice case. There's lots of mesh and whatever else on there. At the top here we have USB 2.0, 2.0s, microphone, headphone. There's a light there for your front LED, but I haven't got that one on at the moment because I changed the fan over. There's your power and your reset. There's also a slide drawer for hot switch. I think it's called hot switch, hot swap, something like that. You get a 2.5 drive in there as well as a 3.5. That sort of thing. I've never used it myself, but it's also an eSATA connector for an external drive. Plenty of mesh on the back. Also has two 120mm fans. It does actually come with one 140mm. It can fit two 140mm, but recently changed them all over for like 120s. I'll show you when we get in the case. Down the front, just have a basic optical drive, DVD writer. Don't really use it, so down the front there's a 120mm fan. You can fit a 140mm fan. So like I say, chose to go with 120s. Change them all over, just sound a bit better airflow in there. You can fit 4 drive bays. You do get for the 690 advanced case, you do actually get a 3.5 inch drive bay with it. So ideal for like if you've got a small card reader or something. Onto the side, as you can see, I have the side panel window. I did buy this extra. It does actually come with a whole black side and space for two 140mm fans. You can also put two 120mm fans on the other side case. On this one though, unfortunately, you can only put a 120mm fan on there, but yeah, it's kind of cool because it gets you to see like all the insides, so it's pretty good, pretty neat. Onto the back, you do have two positions for rubber grommets for tubing to come out if you was to go with water cooling. This case is like really good for water cooling. There's two like mounts where you can put I believe it's two 240mm radiators. I'm not quite sure. I've not done water cooling, so I wouldn't know. Power supplies at the bottom. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bays, expansion bays. If you was to have like, I think you could maybe fit 1, 2. Yep, three graphics cards in there if you did have a motherboard. As you can see on the back, rear I/O shield. There is a 120mm fan there. All the fans that I do have on this case are all Coolermaster sickle flow fans. Heard a lot of bad things about Coolermaster fans. Excuse me. Heard a lot of bad things about them, but never really had a problem myself. Yeah, they've always been really good. Oh yeah, that's a point as well. Onto this side. Yep, I do have a Call of Duty Elite sticker on there. Can't really see it because the sun's beaming in. There is a 80mm fan on outtaking on the rear, well, on the right side panel. It is. It's not a. You can get two sorts of 80mm. You can get the. I think it's 25mm deep, and I think this one's 15. But you have to get the thinner one because that's all that'll go on there. But can't really see in there that much, but it is like pretty much like right up on the motherboard. Moving on, going inside the case. Right, as you can see, it is pretty tidy in there. Only shame about this case is the fact that it doesn't have rubber grommets, which you can see. Yeah, obviously it kind of, it's kind of a shame because I don't get to hide the cables all that well. But I mean, it is pretty tidy back there. Right, moving on for parts. Right, we have two 120mm fans intaking from the bottom, obviously going up through. There's the 120mm fan there. Obviously, you can fit 140mm on there, same as the bottom as well. You can fit 140mm on the bottom. There is normally expansion slots that come down here where you can fit, I think it's 7 bays. I've took that out. It is removable, but obviously I didn't need that in there. There is the rear 120mm fan outtaken. And you can see up the top there, the two 120mm fans. They are outtaking. Right, on to parts. I have a 160GB hard drive. Like I say, this is only a test rig really, so I don't really use it all that much, so I don't really nothing amazing in there. I have a the I can't remember what it's called now. It's the SanDisk Extreme SSD. It's the 120GB. It is pretty quick. I like it a lot. It's good hard drive. I'd recommend one of them. I just basically wanted it in there just to bump up the system a bit, make it a bit quicker and stuff. Save me sitting there waiting for programs to do, like really slow and stuff. But I have 8 gigs of ripjaws 1600 MHz RAM. Really good RAM. I love ripjaws. I had some Corsair Vengeance. Didn't really get along with them. They kept mucking all my boards up, and it's nasty stuff really. Don't get along with them. I have a asrock 970 Extreme 3 motherboard. It is a good motherboard. I like that motherboard. Just make sure you do the updates, or else it starts buggering about. Just make sure you update your BIOS. It's a really nice motherboard. Heat sinks on there on the chipsets. It's a nice motherboard. I have the Zolman 9700 cooler. This is a pretty old cooler now, but I still rate this cooler. It's a pretty good cooler. But all these parts that I've really used in this computer were just really old parts and stuff. I mean, you can see up the top there. There's my main computer. This computer was just purely made for testing stuff and what have you, and I just threw together all old parts really. It's not for gaming on or anything like that. It's just a box standard computer really. I have in there it's the Athlon X4 940. Yeah, it's pretty good processor. You know, like I say, it was just all old parts that I had lying about. So I have the 2600 Pro, 512 megabyte graphics card. Obviously, it's nothing amazing. You know, it's alright graphics card. It was good for its time. Obviously, it's a decade out now, but oh well, generation, decade. But yeah, it's alright. Like I say, don't game on here, so not really all that bothered. I have a wireless card, so I can connect to the internet on the back there as well. Little aerial. Alright card. I have a powercool extreme 850 watt PSU. It's a pretty good, you know, like power supply really. I mean, people knock cheap ones, but you know, this was like, what, cost me about £80, which, no offence, but you know, it's like some Corsair ones and OCZ PSUs and stuff. They all like pretty much like cost about the same anyway. So I mean, I know obviously sometimes makes are, you know, better and stuff, but you know, still a pretty good PSU. I've never had no problems with it. I've had it about, what, 17 months now, probably a bit longer than that. Never had any issues with it. See around the edges here, I have a green LED strip. I like these strips better than the cold colas ones. They are a lot better. Only problem is with them is they once you peel off the stick, they stick. They don't come back off, so make sure when you do stick them on, they're in the right place. But apart from that, I think that covers everything. Obviously, cable management, you know, it isn't too bad. It's tidy on the inside, so that's the main thing. Obviously, the bits through the back here and what have you, you know, I can live with that. I don't care. There isn't much slack on there, so I can't really push it up the back. But you know, if it had rubber grommets on there, you wouldn't see it, so it'd be fine. But I don't really care about that. Obviously, this wire here is for the side panel connector. But apart from that, though, that is the build. Yeah, it's a fairly good build. Yeah, if you're looking for a cheap system for doing photo editing, things like that, this, I think I'd checked online and stuff, and like in all this system literally cost me about £600. Like as the prices are now. I mean, back in the days it probably cost me more, but yeah, it is a good system though. For anybody that, you know, wants the parts, I will list them. Yeah. Anyway, guys, that's my case, or my test rig. Cheers for watching. Subscribe. Cheers. See you later.